So as I mentioned on my Facebook page yesterday, that I wanted to make a video on virtual conjunctions. Now, people are like taken back, like, we know conjunctions, we know aspects, but we don't know what virtual conjunctions are. Well, that's why I'm gonna make this video today for you. So first of all, let's talk about what is virtual really means. What does this word stands for? Well, if you look at it in scientific terms, in physics and cosmology, there are things called virtual particles. Okay, so you have your proton with a positive charge, electron with a negative charge, and then you have your neutrons, okay, that keep the nucleus stable. But what makes a proton positive and electron negative? Well, the way they know that, oh, I'm negative and I'm supposed to be attracted to the nucleus because it has protons in there, it's simply due to virtual particles. Virtual particles simply means that something you cannot measure, something you cannot see, but it's affecting something. And virtual particles are these invisible particles that tell the electron that, hey, you're negative, you need to be attracted to them. It's like a straight guy being attracted to a girl. That's what it means. Why are we attracted to them? It's just something in our DNA, something in our, in our invisible field. Even though you can still see the DNA, but you know what I'm trying to say. So virtual particles, in scientific terms, simply just means something that is affecting something, but it's not there. You cannot measure it, because as soon as you measure it, it becomes real. It's not virtual anymore. In Vedic astrology or any kind of astrology, it works the same way. Virtual conjunctions. A conjunction is a union of two planets, but a virtual conjunction is a conjunction that is affecting, these two planets are affecting each other, but they're not in the same house. But it's not an aspect either. You see how crazy and tricky this is? And I'm sure you've heard of this, but it's just a new way of, defining this process as a virtual conjunction. I'm the first one to come up with this. Remember that. So let's discuss virtual conjunctions. So take a look at this chart on the screen. You have an Aquarius ascendant with Saturn and Ketu in the 12th house, Rahu in the 6th house, and then you have Moon and Mercury in the 2nd house, and you have Moon, Jupiter, and Mars in the 1st house. Okay. And as you see the degrees of the moon is at 16 degrees, Mars is at 14 degrees, and Jupiter is at 27 degrees. Now, this is a conjunction, okay? But even in this conjunction, you only have two planets that are really interacting with each other. One planet is just there. It's barely influencing these two planets, and that is Jupiter. Jupiter is at 27 degrees. Moon and Mars are at 16 and 14 degrees, meaning that they're only 2 degrees apart. Where Jupiter and Mars are 13 degrees apart, Moon and Jupiter are 11 degrees apart. So it's not a close conjunction or direct conjunction anymore. Okay, so in this particular chart, you can say that Mars and Moon are affecting each other as a conjunction. And this conjunction could also mean like a very aggressive relationship with the mother. A lot of disagreements, criticism from the mother, could be a physical abuse from the mother. Why? Because Moon is a soft and gentle planet, and Mars is a crude planet. But Mars and Moon are friends. But why is it still doing that? Because like I said, Mars is a crude planet, rude planet, and Moon is a gentle and soft planet. However, you gotta notice one thing too. Moon is the functional malefic for Aquarius ascendant, meaning that no matter where Moon is placed, it's gonna cause some hardship because it's Lord of the 6th house. 6th house of enemies, diseases, obstacles, okay? Now, can Moon itself give good results in this chart? Of course it can. But as soon as a functional malefic comes in contact with a functional benefic, it ruins the significance of the planet. Okay, it's basic astrology. But so in here, Moon and Mars are in very tight conjunction, less than 5 degrees. When it's at 5 degrees, it's known as, normal conjunction. When it's at within 2 degrees, it's known as direct conjunction. So here you have a conjunction occurring. Okay, so this is how you can basically see a conjunction, that in this conjunction, Moon and Mars are being, and Moon and Mars are influencing each other a lot, where Jupiter is just by itself in the sign of Aquarius. Okay, but let's look at this new chart. So here in this chart, as you see, you have Mars at 28 degrees, and you have Moon in 1 degree in the second house, and Mars is at 28 degrees in the first house. So what do you think is happening now? Now do you see how virtual conjunction is happening? Meaning that 2 planets are in the separate houses, however, they are influencing each other. Because Mars is just about to enter the second house, while Moon is in the second house, and Mars and Moon are less than 5 degrees apart. And because they're 5 degrees apart, Mars is influencing Moon, and Moon is influencing Mars. However, Moon is influencing Mars more. Why? Because Mars is at very old stages. It's becoming a bit powerless. It's not able to withstand any storm because he's an old man right now. He's not new anymore. But the conjunction is still happening. So Moon is throwing off its effect on Mars. And Mars is throwing a little bit of effect on the Moon. And this is how a virtual conjunction happens. So just because 2 planets are in the separate houses doesn't mean that they're not affecting each other. They are. So let's say if you had Saturn at 3 degrees in the second house, while Venus is at 28 degrees in the first house. They are about 5 degrees apart from each other. What this shows is that Saturn is influencing Venus, and Venus is influencing Saturn. However, since Saturn is younger than Venus, Saturn is far stronger. So Saturn is influencing Venus more, which means what? Delay of marriage, especially in a man's chart. Because Venus is a significator of marriage. And anytime Saturn comes in conjunction to the planet, it delays the significance of that planet. Okay? So this is how you can see the virtual conjunction. So guys, this was my little lesson for you. If you're new to my channel, subscribe above. And if you want to know more about this stuff and how true astrology works, check out the link below. Check out my book, The Astrology at the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I'll send you the link to look at your own chart to see how your virtual conjunctions are working. Just make sure you follow the directions below. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.